Hey all, Tony Bing here. Hello and welcome to another Friday First Impressions video. So we'll be looking at Monster Hunter World today, and this is the beta which was out a few days ago on PlayStation. I think it was only out for about 3 or 4 days. Featured some multiplayer which I didn't get a chance to have a look at, but had a good play around with the single player, and there's 3 different monsters you can take on, and that's what will be shown off in this video. So we'll take down each of them and I'll give my impressions as we're playing it as well. I will mention that I'm new to Monster Hunter, so I'm a complete noob. I'll possibly be playing absolutely terrible, but if you're a new player as well, then this will help you know how you should hopefully manage when you play it as well. But what we'll check out first will be the pretty awesome looking character creator. So here we are, and as you can see, the default character here looks absolutely fantastic. There's one thing with the game that looks great: the art style, the graphics are really pretty incredible. Very nice little touch here is the fact you can change the background and the lighting of how your character looks, so you know how they'll look at night, how they'll look in sunny locations. It's quite a small change, but it's something I think is really good. Attention to detail there. Here's some of the default faces. We don't have access to a lot of options given it's just the beta, but you can really see the level of detail in the characters. It's really pretty staggering, to be honest. And we now have the character creator for you. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. I'll call it Palico. That's potentially wrong. These look pretty great. I don't really know the whole idea behind it, again, because I'm new to Monster Hunter, but this is pretty fantastic, having a little pet you can modify to run around with you as well. Really quite hard to choose an option here because they all do look absolutely fantastic. It comes to name, I'm going to have to call this little guy Lucky. That used to be my first dog's name. One time I'll tell you the story why I called it Lucky, and it turned out to be a bad idea. I'll tell you that one day in a stream, no doubt. As mentioned then, in the single player beta we've got access to 3 different bosses that we can take down. So we'll take them down in order. We've got beginners, intermediate, and then we have expert as well. And I'll quickly scroll down them so you can see the different maps and what it tells you about the different monsters in the locations. You can see as well we've got a 20-minute time limit for each of the different zones that we will be visiting. There's the expert one. I'm dreading that already. Here we go. Let's start off with the beginners one, nice and easy. So we now have the equipment menu here that we'll look at very quickly just before we go into the level and show off the various different options you have available here. There's all the different weapons you can actually try out in this demo, pretty impressive. I will go for the trusty archer. Really am missing Hawkeye a bit, to be honest, so any game that get an opportunity to go on archer, I will choose that option. Here we go, let's head out now.
We've received eyewitness reports of our target, the Great Jaguars.
As mentioned then earlier, graphically the actual style of it looks absolutely incredible. It really does look great.
This here is our current
Like the way you bring up the map there, like it's almost a real map, and how it shows on the letter. Lots of little small touches like this that for me really make a game, like the character creator being able to change the light, the map not simply just being a regular map, it looking like a book that you open. Little touches like that really are fantastic.
Go and put a 3-star hurtin' on it. Oh, and one more thing, you're being timed.
And we're off. So let's see how we get on here. If nothing, this should be entertaining for the fact that, as mentioned, I'm new to Monster Hunter, so this won't be the cleanest of runs. If we manage to do it at all, that is.
The scout flies have found something.
Lots of just random, passive looking dinosaurs here by the look of it.
Great! The scout flies have locked onto the scent of the monster. Be on the lookout for more
Not much of an idea what I should be doing in order to hunt this monster, but it looks like we've got the little glowing waypoints, so we'll activate all them and see what happens. Pick up these plants as well. Again, no idea what they do. So it looks like we're basically following this little green glow here to track the monster in question.
The scout flies have picked up the monster's trail. Follow the green light they leave behind. This should work as slinger ammo. You can use it to hit things that are far away.
So we've jumped forward a little bit here for the reason being that, again, because I don't know what I'm doing, spent an awful lot of time picking up all these herbs that it appears I don't really have to use for this beta at least. So we're just coming up on the boss here. Or the monster I should say, rather than the boss.
You're less likely to lose sight of a monster.
Here we go,
if you use
pretty
the
awesome
focus
looking.
camera. Okay, you know what you have to do. Get in there and do your stuff.
This will be interesting because we're straight in here with one of the big huge monsters. Never played it before. Going to take me a
The scout flies will hide
couple of shots here to get used to the controls as well, because I know they're really quite different in it.
The bow is a ranged weapon you can charge. Focus on your distance while loosing arrows.
It's a pretty nice move there. I do like how there's, you can see the tails on the move, so you know when they're about to do a particular hard hitting move, and then you can roll out the way.
Now's your chance.
Unload as many shots as we can here whilst it's vulnerable if it's barely visible.
Dodge their attacks. You don't want to take hits like that head on.
I've no actual idea if I'm doing more damage by hitting it on the head as a headshot, if it's a critical or anything like that, but I'll aim for them anyway.
Oh boy, that monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks.
There we go, it seems to have fell under some kind of trap that was already laid there. Be curious if I can set them up myself. If I could, that would be pretty fun doing that, laying some traps and then luring the monster towards you. The animations on it and how it moves really does look amazing. Does seem to stun it when I'm hitting it on the head there after charging up for a second, so that's quite useful.
Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate.
Okay, now I actually feel a bit bad about the fact it seems to be limping away. Saying that, it's not going to stop me finishing it off, but yeah, I do normally get that when you get games like this, when you have wildlife in it. When you start off, you feel bad about actually harming the wildlife at all, but as the game goes on and you realise you get crafting materials from them, before you know it, you'll be hunting them all down. Looks like it's running back to its cave. Hopefully I don't see any baby versions here, or I will feel really bad about killing it. And there we go, done. That wasn't too bad at all. I imagine expert players would do it a lot quicker and a lot more stylishly, but we got there and that's the main thing. So that's the beginner monster down. Let's move on to the intermediate one. With this location then, it looks like we've got a new map here, so this should be interesting to see what this looks like. And as mentioned, it's the intermediate monster we're taking on. What we'll do for a bit of variety as well is we'll just choose another piece of equipment. Have no experience what may be good, so we'll just really choose one at random. That looks nice enough. And here we go, ding ding, round 2.
We've received eyewitness reports of our target roaming around these parts. So let's get right to it. Open up your map. This here is our current location. Try heading over to this area here and search for any clues it may have left behind. If you ever get lost, consult your map.
Another awesome looking location here. I'm curious if all the passive wildlife that's running around, if to craft certain gear you'll have to take them out as well. A little line of ants over there, that's pretty nice. Again, small touch, but it's all these little small details together that really do add up. Quite big footprints here, so I'm curious what this particular monster will be like. You can see the fish jumping through the water as well there. The worlds really do feel quite alive. So we've jumped ahead a bit again here, just for the reason being that it's a bit slower in the start of the zones when you're just finding all the different clues and tracking the monster. So we'll get to the exciting part now. I think I have attracted the attention of other potentially aggressive monsters there. Yeah, I most definitely have. We'll take these guys down and then it'll give me an idea of how this particular weapon will work. It looks like it's going to be a lot slower, but it should do. Yeah, it's doing a fair bit more damage than the bow was, but of course the bow was much faster at attacking.
Dodge their attacks. You don't want to take hits like that head on.
Really does a nice amount of damage if you can connect with that, but as you've noticed a few times because I'm getting used to it, I have really clumsily missed quite a few of the attacks. I attacking the rock as well there. We're getting closer to the monster here then, I believe, and it looks like the group of monsters that attacked, I've actually got one of them following me, so imagine that's a mechanic. You take out particular monsters in the group. There we go. There's a big guy. Very nice. I don't think I want to be hitting him head on, seeing as he's all covered in stone there, so we'll see if we can flank round the sides of him. Here we go, game on. Yeah, we've got the other monster there which is helping us attack, so that's pretty useful. A whole lot going on here with the flying monsters above as well. Nice. Really quite liking this sword here. It feels like it's doing a nice amount of damage, but you are quite responsive with it as well. Dodge there just in time. Really doing not bad against this guy, I'm quite impressed. Imagine that's potentially the fact that I'm fighting a stone monster that I had to use the whetstone to sharpen the sword there. Camera does go a bit crazy at times when you are close to the monsters. I think it's something that will ever be fixed in games for years, ever since I've been a gamer. Third person games, camera always goes a bit wonky. I don't think I've played a single game which has had a camera that's worked correctly. Don't know if I was supposed to have knocked that up in there, I don't think so, the fact that it was clipping into it. What the hell was that? Nice. I'm curious if that's a scripted event or not, or if it's just random. If it's random, incredible. If it's scripted, it's nice, but wow. Right, where do we go from here now? I'm not sure if I should be jumping down there. And there we go, we have a little trail. Looks like we need to hunt that particular monster again. That was pretty awesome there. And there he is. Let's finish him off. Does look a bit pissed off now though. I think I've actually chopped the tail off this guy. Nice to have it as there. In fact, just at the side of him. I say nice, it's not really. It's pretty horrible, but hopefully that means it's not going to be too long to go to finish him off. Again, he's limping off. I do always feel a little bit bad when they're limping away trying to get away. You can see the sun starting to set as well now. For him as well, I suppose. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Next up then, we'll have the expert monster, which we'll try and take on. So here we go then, the final monster to take out on expert. Now this particular one, I've already had about 8 attempts using some of the melee classes with the shield and the lance and so on, and I really did struggle with them, not putting out enough damage because they were quite slow. So for this particular attempt here, I'll be switching back over to the archer, but what I'm not going to do just yet is tell you whether or not I managed to beat it on this attempt. I set this as my final attempt because I've tried it so many times and I've got other things to do. So here we go, let's see if I can manage to take this big guy down.
What I do know is that it marks its territory with a sticky mucus to keep trespassers out. I want you to head to this area and look for that mucus-like substance. Got it? Alrighty, partner. It's monster hunting time. Oh, one more thing. You're being timed. Good luck.
We've jumped forward once again here just for the reason that we've got a fair amount of tracking in this particular quest before we get to him. So we want to get to the fun part, which is taking out the monster. He's coming up in just a moment. Nah, I thought I was getting a drop on him there because he was sleeping. Allows you to get a headshot on him, one of your slower skills that needs charged up, but not to be. You'll notice as well, having spent a bit more time in the game now, that I've realised that classes such as the archer have got different arrows you can actually use, whereas when we took out the beginner monster I was simply using the same arrow all the time, but you'll see me flick between them here. There we go, we're going for the close range here because he really does get in our face quite a lot. And hopefully the close range ones will allow us to put out enough damage to take him down. Because this is one tough fight, this one. Really getting my butt absolutely kicked here. This is not a good start. Can't even get the time to fire off any arrows, to be honest. Don't know if here potentially what I should have done that I done on the second stage was when I took out one of the smaller dinosaurs and I got one of them to actually join me. They pulled some of the aggro to an extent, and that would really help on the archer class if I had the other dinosaur taking him on this now, and I could just fire off all my shots without having to roll around. Losing a lot of damage here with having to evade and getting stunned so often. This is where the multiplayer aspect, I suppose, will come into it. You have someone in his face with the shield taunting him, and I would just be standing back at safety, firing off all my arrows. Just noticed there he's actually got wings as well. That's pretty great looking. Doubt he'll be able to fly with them, but nice little touch. Really am getting absolutely smashed here. If you're a Monster Hunter Pro, do let me know in the comments below all the things that I've actually done incorrect. If there was maybe like traps that were set up that I could have used, and yeah, I feel like I'm struggling a bit here. Again, saying that, completely new player, not spent a lot of time looking at all the options or crafting or anything like that, and this is the hardest monster in the beta at the moment. It's on expert difficulty. I say the hardest monster, I do believe there are optional ones as well that people have been able to take out, but the hardest actual core monster. And we've been down, so this is really not looking pretty good at all. I don't think I've done much damage there in all that time fighting him, but we'll carry on because you do get so many attempts. It's not that you're downed and it's game over. You can faint up to, I think it's 10 times. Although I imagine if you were to faint as many times as that, you would run out of time first due to all the backtracking that you'll see we have to do here. So we're really going to have to make up for some time here. I'm going to have to channel my inner Hawkeye and see if we can take this guy down. I'm just getting smashed about as much as I was in the last life there though. So that was nice. I was curious if they will actually show up on the map, because if so then I'd be looking to lure the monsters towards them, or if you can set them up yourself. Okay, we're getting a bit of damage on him now. That was better there, that's hopefully helped us pull back a little bit. He seems to potentially be stunned here, I think, after he done that move where he ran into the ground. Allowed me to get a not bad amount of hits on him. He's off to the next area. Looks like he's moving slower, so I don't know if potentially we're starting to do a bit of damage on him here. Hopefully we are. So I think the paralysis arrows are actually doing their job there by the looks of it. Halfway mark then, 10 minutes left. Not quite sure if we're ahead here or behind. I've got a sneaking suspicion we may be a bit behind due to the fact that first phase where we fainted, we really weren't doing much damage at all. There we go, the other small monsters can really help pull its aggro. Uh-oh. We've got the monster we took out on the first level as well in the mix now. Well, the fact they're fighting each other, that's pretty good. Looks awesome as well. Yeah, we got a ton happening here. The two big guys fighting, and you've got one of the smaller guys at the side of us as well. Looks like we've actually got him on our side, so that's nice. This is going a bit better now, fingers crossed. Yeah, so those paralysis arrows are really pretty great. Okay, that's new. Breathing fire now, that's not good. I imagine that means we're making progress though if he's almost evolving in a way. There we go, he's now limping, so that's good. I think we're getting there, although I imagine time is going to be really quite tight because we've seen the 10-minute indicator quite a while ago. And there's that other monster I mentioned earlier there. I don't think I'll try and take this guy on, no, I'll ignore him for now. Would be nice if the two of them fought together though. Not to be, flew away. Five minutes left then. I'm hopeful here, this is better than I've done in any other run, so we just need to stay tuned to see if we can take him down. I think we're almost there then, given the fact it appears to have gone back to his nest with the previous monsters we've fought when they begin on their way back to the nest. That's them almost down, so come on, can we do it? Okay, this is starting to get a bit tense now. And there we go, yes. Took him down, all three monsters cleared. Only took me 9 attempts there. Awesome. With that done as well in the beta, that if you took down each of these monsters you get extra supplies for when the main game goes live, so that's good. Imagine I will need those supplies. Here's another guy showing up now, that's not so good. So something a bit different as mentioned for this Friday First Impressions video. It's not necessarily a free to play game, but it's one that a lot of people are interested in, and it's an RPG, so I would say that's close enough to fill the criteria for what I would cover. So I hope this has been helpful. If you're a Monster Hunter Pro, I'm sure you can point out all the things I've done wrong, and please actually do that so I know to do it right when the main game does come out. If you're new to the series like myself, then hopefully it's been helpful because you can see how it plays as a new player as well. Now, next up for First Impressions, the plan was to cover Neverwinter, but I was lucky enough to get a key for the Terra beta on Xbox One, so I'll be covering that next Friday, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, thanks for tuning in for this, and I'll see you all again soon.